Hello everyone, my name is Ayush and I'm an international student here in Australia. Today I'm presenting my fintech startup called Paylink. It's a mobile app built to solve two things. International students generally struggle with sending money home cheaply and managing everyday spending without losing track of where it goes. This idea didn't just come from the study finance. Before I came to Australia, I worked as a finance support officer at Kaldi. I work as a digital number one digital wallet payment system in Nepal. I have worked inside a real payment business. Says I know how fee structure work, what financial compliance actually involves, and what I have personally felt the frustration of sending money overseas and losing a chance of it to charge every time. That personally and professional experience is exactly what drove me to build Paylink. Let me walk through it. Let's go to our agenda first. Uh, Quick overview of what we have covering. We look at the real problem student face. Uh, then I'll put a number into a real example. After that, what Paylink does, the feature inside it, why it beats existing option, then the Australian laws uh, to apply to us, how we comply, and where we are heading. Let's move into the another one, which is the problem section. Let's start with the problem, and I want to clear that this is not something I read about. I have experienced it personally and watched my friends go through it. According to the Department of Education, over 800,000 international students study in Australia in 2024. Every one of them is managing money in a country that it's not home, like paying rent, groceries, transport, and most are regularly sending money back to the family, where it gets frustration. When you send money through a traditional bank, you can lose up to 6% in fees, and on top of that, banks quietly mark up the exchange rate so that arrives at the other end is always less than what you expected. Most of the students don't even realize how much they are losing because the charges are buried in the fine print. Then there is a budgeting problem. There are no real budget tools uh, for students to track where money goes. You earn 12, for example, you earn 1200 a month. Think that that's enough, but between train, food, transport, and send money home, it disappears, and you don't notice until it's already gone. The stress grade is very real, and here's the gap: there is no single app in Australia that designed especially for this situation. This is what Paylink fixes. Let's dive into the pure real example on this. Priya, let's assume Priya is an international student in Melbourne, earning around $1,200 a month as a part time. After rent, $700, groceries at $180, transport at $80, sending money home $200 every month. But out of that $200, she loses $12 to $20 every time in fee and exchange rate markup. Over a year, that up to $240 just counting the charges only. For someone who is working to shift as a part-timer and to earn that 240 is a lot for that, and without any budgeting tool, small stuff add up silently. uh, just like a $5 coffee every morning is 150 a month without you noticing. Food delivery a few times a week small purchases here and there, and then rent is due at the end of the month and money just gone. No warning, no visibility. That's not a made up story. That's pretty much every intern student face that I know, and including me as well. Let's move into the another one, which is called the solution part. So, what does Paylink actually do here? And one app to problem solve. First, low cost international fee. We charge a flat and $1.50 per transfer any amount, and we use the real mid market exchange rate, the same one you would see if the Google it right now. No hidden markup. What you send is generally what your family receives. Second, automatic expenses tracking. Every transaction it categorizes automatically: rent, food, transport, entertainment. All of them are like visible in the app without you doing it manually. Third is smart spending alerts. You set a limit per category, and the app tells you when you are getting close, not at the end of the month when it's too late in a real time. Fourth, financial goal setting. Saving for next semester's tuition fee, a flight home, or an emergency fund. Set a target and billing track your progress. Auto rounding up spare change from every transaction. Fifth, personalized AI insight. The app learns your spending patterns and give you a specific suggestion, not generic, not generic tips. Things like you spent $40 more on food delivery this week compared to last week. And the sixth, built specifically for international student. Uh, every single feature exists because of real problem student face. Let's dive into another one on a slide. Uh, the four core features quickly. The dollar $50 flat fee, same every time. $50 or 5,000, it's always a 50 or $50. Real exchange rate, zero markup. The smart budget dashboard. Every transaction is auto categorized weekly and monthly views. Color coded alerts when you are near your limit. Goal based saving. Set a target and progress with a essential estimated completion date. Auto roundup from every transaction. And the AI insights, which is one of the important features of this uh, app. AI insight it's specific, actionable, suggests based on your actual spending patterns, not just a number. It buys you real. And another slide talks about, let's go dive into another slide. um, why what already exists and why Paylink is still needed. Traditional banks. Let's talk about the traditional bank. The most common option and the worst one. Up to 6% in fees, exchange rate markup without clear disclosure, transfers that take up to 7 business days, and zero budgeting tools. Wise, better than that, but their average fee is around 0.5 to 2% depending upon the currency corridor, and they use a near market exchange rate, but they still charge a percentage which hurts a small regular transfers. And a Wise is pure transfer app. No budgeting, no spending alert, no AI insight, built for everyone globally, not only for students. We uh, last we compared Paylink with both of these, bank and Wise. So Paylink beats both of them everything, and that matters. Flat or $50 fee, real exchange rate, transfer in minutes through local payment partners, full built-in budgeting, AI insight, a product designed entirely around how international students in Australia actually live. So My, my experience at Kalti matters here too. Working structure, working in a real payment company, you see the fee structure, you see the what technical possible, and what possible is much fairer and smarter than what bank and generic app currently offers the students. Another important part is Australian law we operate. Now the legal side, and I want to go through this properly because getting this right is what separate a serious startup from one that gets shut down. The five keys regulatory framework apply to Paylink. First is ASTRAC. Under the Anti-Money Laundering and Counter-Terrorism Financing Act 2006, any businesses providing remittance services in Australia must register with ASTRAC as a remittance dealer before processing a single transaction. This is legal requirement, no grace period. Second, ASIC. Under the Corporation Act 2001, because Paylink deals in financial product, we need to either hold an Australian Financial Services license or an AFSL or operate as an authorized representative under someone who does. Third, Privacy Act. Uh, the Privacy Act 1988 and its 13 privacy principles. We collect sensitive personal data. 3 APPs are especially relevant to us. APP 1 requires transparency about what we collect and why. APP 6 restricts us from using data beyond what users consistent to, and APP 11 requires reasonable steps to protect data from misuse, interference, and loss. Fourth, e-payment code. Technically, uh, voluntary but followed by even credible payment business in Australia. It protects users from unauthorized transactions and give them a clear dispute resolutions process. And the fifth is APRA. The APRA under the Banking Act 1959, our in-app wallet holds the real AUD, so we partner with a licensed authorized deposit taking institution and ADI to hold those funds lawfully. So, what does building actually meet all of that consistently? Austrac. We register as a remittance dealer before we go live, not after our first customer before day one. Our full AML CTF compliance program is documented and operational from launch. AFSL compliant KYC verification. Every user verifies their identity through an automated API before they can transfer any money. Passport or Australian driver's license check instantly. AML CTF monitoring. Live transaction monitoring runs continuously. Anything unusual get flagged. Where required by laws, we file suspicious pattern reports with Austrac. AFSL compliance. We applied for our new license. While that's being processed, we operate as an authorized representative under a licensed AFSL holder. This is completely legal and a common path for a new fintech in Australia. Privacy Act. All 13 Australian privacy principles are covered in our privacy policy. Data encrypted at rest, stored in Australia, only the minimum we generally need. E-payment code and APRA. Signed up to the e-payment code for clear dispute resolution, and our in-app wallet funds are held through a licensed ADI partner under the Banking Act 1959. Uh, Let me finish where Paylink is heading and why is now right moment. Australia consumer data right is a part of open banking framework. It lets users securely share their bank data with um, equitable third parties. Paylink with CDR to verify balances instantly when initiating a transfer, faster onboarding, less friction. The 2024 buy now pay later regulation. Regulation changes signals. Australia is tightened fintech oversight broadly. Paylink is designed from the start to be a regulatory ready. Compliance is a part of our architecture, not an afterthought. We also exploring MyGov ID integration, Australian government digital identity system to make KYC faster for students who are still building up for their international Australian credential. And globally, the same problem exists in Canada, the UK, and the US. The Paylink model is built so we scale up to those markets as we grow. Let's move into the conclusion part. To bring it all together, uh, Paylink solves two real problems: expensive transfer and no visiting tools, flat or $50 per transfer, automatic expenses tracking and alert, fully compliant with Austrac ASIC and the Privacy Act e-payment code and APRA, built by someone who worked in a Khaldi in Nepal and who is an international student living and facing this problem right now. No other app does all this together. Paylink, Paylink is the only one payment and budgeting solution designed for international students in Australia. Here's my references. Thank you so much for watching my video. Have a good day.